What's happening, you guys? All right, got a really cool project here. Now, maybe in my first video that I played for you, it was kind of just like, I'm gonna make a fishing video and put it on YouTube and just see what happens. It's kind of like a test run because I've never done anything like that before. So that led me to like, what am I gonna do for another video? So I happened to have the customer come in yesterday with a 19, I would say around 31 ALCOA Aluminum Bass. Now, they only made 500 of these in the short time that they were open. And pretty much, I believe there's only 200 of them left at this point. So this customer brought this in yesterday, and he's like, I want to get it all fixed up. I was like, wow, that's something right there. It's an all aluminum body. As you can see, it's got this crazy tripod bridge on here. Got a few things wrong with it. The finish looks like garbage at this point. We're going to clean that up. I do not want to strip this instrument just for the historical value of it. We also have, we sight down this neck. This neck is pretty much turned into a ski slope. So we got to straighten out this aluminum neck. And the way this fingerboard sits in, there's underneath this fingerboard is like a half round, and what it does, it sits into this channel in this aluminum neck, and that has since gotten loose. And then the other thing, the neck itself is not straight, so we're gonna have to do a little metal work to try to straighten this thing out without snapping any of the welds on this thing. Now, since this is so rare, most guys will never see this in their own shop. I'm pretty lucky to have it in my shop. The total value of these things restored goes anywhere from, I would say, $10,000 to $16,000. So we got to make sure we do a good job on this, make it play right, sound good, feel good. So this video is going to be pretty much kind of what I do most of my day when I'm not playing in a band or fishing. So I've been a trained luthier, geez, for like about ever now. My dad was a guitar maker. I went to violin making school. Didn't graduate, but I learned a lot there. Even built a violin after I got out. But my specialty is restorations and all stringed instruments. So this will be another one chalked up to my list of accomplishments. I'm fairly confident we're going to get this thing back into shape and playable. So that's what this video is going to be about. Upright bass restoration. Neck is attached with high glue from what the sources have said, I believe. And what I'm doing is just applying water to help get the hide glue nice and warm again. Hide glue has been used for many centuries as a wood glue. It's made from a lot of animal byproducts. It doesn't have the best stench, but it does hold wood together, and it's water soluble, so anything like on violins they use them most because when you use it on there, it can be reversed. It's not like a wood glue or a white glue where it just stays on there and you have to like chip it off. This is water soluble, so you can easily scrape away any excess glue, and makes things a little easier. It's not easy is getting this off. This part's very loose, and everything right here is very tight. So slowly but surely. So we finally got the fingerboard off after a lot of muscle. Got a little crack in there. We're going to fix that though. It already has another crack prior to it. It's right there. We're going to clean that all up and get it glued back together, so I'm not worried about that. And then here we got the inside of this nice little bass. It's ALCOA bass, 1930, 1929. As you can see, we've got, looks like they built in like a little half round shelf for the fingerboard to sit on, so that's pretty cool. it seems solid in there, but we got some spaces here. We got one screw there. We have another one here. Actually, 1, 2, and 3. So it looks like it's countersunk, so that way you didn't hit it when you got your knife under there trying to peel it away. But the next step to secure this, we're going to have to take these screws out. We're going to have to see the damage on the inside, see what this looks like. So let's get to it. Nice. I like how easy these are actually coming out. I was expecting a lot more problems, but I spoke too soon because I don't want to jinx myself. Always something. See, then goes to the smaller one. Another smallie. Final one. I don't know what we're gonna find when we start getting in here. But it is very interesting. Another shorty. So, in conclusion, the ALCOA necks, we're going to have 4 screws. They look metric. Be a flathead. Yeah, very interesting. All right, let's see what we got here. Trying to bring it up evenly on both sides because there's like a post so far that I see. So we're gonna get a little knife in here. Help me grab this up. Okay. There we go. That's why it's so tough. We got this going on right now. It's pretty interesting. What that is for. That is interesting. So 3 posts, and then down here kind of has like a, right here kind of swoops in a little bit, so that's why it's kind of a little difficult getting it out. But very cool. So then, you look at the scroll, you kind of get an idea of how this whole thing is kind of made. So we're going to clean this all up, get power ready. Alright, got a lot of considerations for looking at this for a few minutes now, and we have a very large gap there. That is pretty crazy, especially right here. And this area was the worst, and it's also the most damaged. So it's going to be, there's a lot of factors here. This needs to be kind of banged up. I got this on there. Sorry. Right here is probably the lowest point on either side here, and this is where I found most of the fingerboard damage. You know, it was separated the most right here because it wasn't straight at all. So I'm gonna have to really concentrate on this. Is the problem area. If I take care of this first, the rest will be a little bit easier, but this is the main part right here. I mean, just look at that. That's ridiculous. So it's gonna be a combination of that, and then you see how it's all blue in here. Anyway, not focus. That's actually chalk. This round piece was chalk fitted in, I believe, along with everything drilled in. It's pretty rough markings here. I'll get a little bit. It's going to take a little time to figure this out. You don't have much room for error when it comes to this neck. So now they can go out and buy a new one. So it's when you take your time and you're gonna get it right. All right, morning guys. Success. We have gotten this fingerboard on the ALCOA base. A lot of work. It involved. It was a two-person operation. One person was holding the whole body of the base, and then we used a big long 2x4 in a vise, and we positioned it. The neck underneath it, and found ways to pull and push and bend the neck as straight as I possibly could. It's really tough because you can't bang it really hard. It's very soft metal, but it's hard at the same time, so you can't use like metal hammers. You got to use like wood mallets and stuff like that, gently, very precise hits to get the kind of effect you're looking for, whatever turn or trying to flatten things out. So we did that, got the neck all prepped, ready to go. We installed a brand new fingerboard on there because the old one was just way too shot. And this is much straighter than the other one, so it'll help get that neck even straighter after all the work I've done. Let me show you what we've done here. As you can see here, we got lots of clamps. And I think I actually just used high glue on this also. It's looking pretty tight. You got a maple dowel that's inside this metal neck, so that way it has something to actually, glue onto. But next step is going to be we're going to remove clamps, and then we have to dress the fingerboard and make it all pretty and and then we got to work on the bridge too, because the bridge is shut. Going on. All right, after getting this fingerboard glued on, we leveled it, the fingerboard plane, this little bad number right here, got this nice and straight. Then we did the sides here, we got everything trimmed up, looking good. It has worked. Everything, all the time I took to actually just think about each process, all that good jazz, has paid off. The fingerboard is on, it looks nice and pretty. I just got to finish up the nut there, and then we assemble the rest of it. But yeah, so I hope this video will help any future technicians on what to do if you happen to have one of these coming in your shop, because like I said, there's only about 200 left in the world or in the country or something like that, some kind of number. And so if you do get one of these, take the time to really think about what you're doing, because you want this to last for another 100 years, and you don't want to be that guy that, snaps the neck, screws it up, and be like, "Hey, no one likes that." So we're going to get continued on it. Fingerboard's done. We're going to start doing the nut. Then we put on strings, tailpiece, bridge. We're going to be done. So stay tuned. Well, how long have you been in there, little buddy? All right, we are finally ready for our final assembly. We've got our nut installed, brand new fingerboard installed. Neck has been straightened, cleaned it up as best we could. We even had to replace one of these screws because it was actually missing. So I went to McMaster Car, got this little, very hard little threaded rod. It has a Rockwell hardness of about 52. But as you can see, it's got like a 4 contact point, and it needs to be leveled out on the top itself before you put the strings on, so that way everything's sitting just right. So let's get to it. All right, so we finally have it done. This thing is so freaking cool. I'm so happy I got to fix one of these things. It's totally functional. It sounds really good. The weight's not too much in my hand. New fingerboard feels great on this. My initial thoughts playing this. Back up for it. My initial thoughts playing this. It's a very responsive instrument. It has a very cool sound to it. With all aluminum, it's going to amplify a little bit more than the wood does. But I can kind of see where they made why they wanted to make a couple of these. They sound pretty cool. But yeah, check this out. Yes, very cool instrument. I hope this video enjoys you. Hope you enjoy this repair video that I've made. I noticed there wasn't too many info or links about how to repair a few of these, so it was kind of a crash course for me. But I'm very happy with the results. I hope if you get one of these on your bench one day, hopefully this video might help you out a little bit on what to expect on something like this, and some kind of procedure, because I didn't find anything when I was looking around. So thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button down there, and I'll talk to you soon. Later.